Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again. And I'm here with my 24-hour video on the Redmi K20 Pro. And oh boy, I must say this has been a really fun phone to be testing out. I went out last night, guys, and I brought this phone with me, and it was just such an awesome time. And I was showing it to a bunch of people, and they were all so hyped up. The hype on this phone is real, because considering the price point of the entry level, 2,599 yuan, you are getting an amazing phone. That's around 340 US dollars or 360. Imagine you get that 6 GB 64 gig version, but there are variants going all the way up to this version, which is the 8 GB 256 gig version. I myself paid a little under 4,000 Hong Kong dollars for this unit, and it's the top of the line. So honestly, considering the price of what I've been paying recently for, let's say, the OnePlus 7 Pro and these other phones, it is an incredible value. Just wanted to mention a few other things so far in my time with this phone. Talking about design, obviously I mentioned yesterday, it is slightly thicker, 8.8 millimeters, 191 grams. The phone that I started thinking about as I have been using this over the last 24 hours is the Mi Mix 3. And then I finally looked up the dimensions of the Mi Mix 3, and I realized this is almost exactly the same footprint size as the Mi Mix 3. And yet this phone has no slider, and instead they have opted for this pop-up camera right here, which by the way lights up in red. If you see when this closes and opens, it is lighting up, and it is such a cool effect in a dark bar. It is really neat. And there is Frankie Tech again. What's up? So I think this solution just completely kills the Mi Mix 3. There's no more reason for the Mi Mix 3 to exist, and that is why with this beautiful 6.39 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display, I mean, that is why I think that this solution is the one that Xiaomi has finally got right to resolve the notch until they can get it under the display. I'm very happy with having a little pop-up camera that gives me such a bezel-less look. They've taken this or sourced this panel exactly from the same source as the Mi Mix 3. So if you've seen the Mi Mix 3 display, it is gorgeous. Cycle through some photos here, and that's at 50%. I mean, the colors just pop. And the Mi Mix 3 had a great display. The Mi Mix 3 5G that's come out, or that's going to be coming out, also has the same display. So that is just a standout feature from this. Now, another quick update. I did run the Geekbench benchmark here, and I got a 3500 single core, 11,258 multi-core. So impressive performance here on the K20 Pro. But conversely, I also ran Antutu, and this score of 307,000, while good, I don't think it's up to the level of some of the scores that have been reported. I've seen it upwards of 370,000, so I may have to test this again, but stay tuned for that. And now just quickly wanted to show about some info about battery life. So GSAM is right now predicting 6 hours and 28 minutes. As you can tell, I have not charged this phone yet. I've been basically using it since yesterday, and we're at 20% battery life. So once this thing dies, I'm going to charge it up with the 27 watt charger and see how it goes. Now, I know some of you guys were mentioning, oh, why is yours only the 18 watt charger in here? I'm not too certain why that was only included there. Maybe that's going to be included in the special edition version of the phone with that 27 watt charger. But like I said, have a couple of those 27 watt chargers floating around, so I'll be able to use that. And so now let's do this quick audio test, because what I really want to get to is a little bit of PUBG action in a minute. So let's listen here to some Frankie Tech music. 100%. And And what can I say? I think the audio on this does remind me a lot of the Mi Mix 3 audio experience, which means it does have this bottom firing speaker. It's not the best speaker I've heard, but it's up there with at least the good quality speakers that Xiaomi has included, let's say like on the Mi 9 and some of their other recent releases. I think it is also a step above the Redmi Note 7 as well. And so last but not least, before we get into this PUBG action, is just quick mention of the camera. So as you guys know, I've been taking some shots. In fact, I just took some here. So this was just out the window of my place, and then showing you guys the wide angle and the telephoto. So once again, reminder of the specs of these cameras: 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 with an f1.75 aperture, and then we got the wide angle and the telephoto. Now, someone was asking that whether the telephoto of this camera was different than the one on the Xiaomi Mi 9. I'm gonna have to look more into that. It could possibly be a different sensor, but from what I've seen so far, it's done a pretty decent job. And let me just show you some of the photos I took yesterday more in depth. I shared these on Twitter, guys, so you can see some of the quality. This was in a dark bar, really dark, so it did really great. Now, that's not a great shot of me, but I thought this did pretty well in the portrait effect. Given it was such low light, there were only a few slight areas where it screwed up, but overall, you see, it did a really great job. It just looks phenomenal. So that is it for the quick, 24-hour review. Obviously, we'll need to do more comparisons with this phone and the Xiaomi Mi 9. I'll be putting a poll up to see which of these comparisons are the one that you guys are most interested in. But let's get started here. We got to do it. Let's get some PUBG action going on the Redmi K20 Pro. Okay, so here we are in the game, and I want to show you guys first graphics. So let's see if we can play HDR. Yes, we can. And Ultra. So those are made available here on this phone. Can't go Ultra HD though. I haven't found a single phone that has allowed me to go Ultra HD. And let's enable anti-aliasing and disable auto adjust graphics. And look how this thing appears on this display. It is edge to edge. And like the OnePlus 7 Pro, this has got to be one of the best looking experiences that I've seen on a phone. And I think, the whole notch era, we're going to look back and say, what a waste of space it was to have this notch that, applications would just not understand how to deal with. And so you lose a lot of that real estate in the games that you love the most, like PUBG. And you know what time it is. The classic Frankie Tech swim test. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Oh, man. And I actually played a game earlier of PUBG on the K20 Pro, and it did a beautiful job here. It's doing a beautiful job. And the phone doesn't get too warm at all. It was on the left hand earlier. I played for around half an hour. Here we are at the jump, and this just looks very slick. All right, so let's fly down, get some guns, shoot a couple people, and we'll wrap this up. And so far, the game is playing beautifully. I got some shields here. Let's get some guns. Someone's going to show up any minute now. I know it. Oh boy, we're not finding anything. And we got ourselves an Uzi, so that's very good news. Ooh, and I can drive this car here. Whoa, watch out. Okay, so got my vehicle now. Let's go for a little ride here. See if we can run over a couple people. And I don't know about you guys, but this is one of my favorite things to do in PUBG. I like to drive around for a little bit. It's just see the sights, one of those things I like to do. But let's drive around and see if we can actually find some action here in this game. And I think I just saw someone. Oh crap. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? Holy moly. Okay, just give me a second. Wow, I can't believe I just caught that on camera. That was insane, guys. I don't think I've ever been murdered so quickly in PUBG. And apologies that I didn't even get one kill this time. That was too funny. That guy just was on the side of the hill and shot me out of the car and then just killed me instantly. Oh my gosh. So I'm in spectator mode now, but you have a look here at the graphics. It is getting a little bit warm on this side, but oh my gosh, that was incredible, guys. I'm sorry that I died so quickly there, but as you see, and I'm not sure why it's stuttering at the moment, but you can be just rest assured that for the limited gameplay that I showed you guys there, that PUBG Mobile did a great job. In fact, that's the death side right there. That's where my car was, and that is just depressing. So, yep, I'm dead. Oh, and he's taking my car. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? I guess he's my teammate, so he can take it. Anyways, that's PUBG Mobile here quickly on the K20 Pro. Stay tuned for the full comparison with another phone when I'll have a chance to hopefully redeem myself, because that was just a poor showing. So that's it for this video, and my final verdict here after 24 hours with the K20 Pro. I think, to sum it up, this is the phone that the Mi Mix 3 should have been. And let me explain that. So the slider solution was one that came out end of last year, and I actually did not like slider phones, and I still don't like slider phones. I got a lot of hate at the time when I said, guys, I know that you think this is a great phone, but the slider is just a compromise, and I think one day Xiaomi is going to find a better solution to this problem of the notch. And guess what? We have it right here. The K20 Pro with its pop-up selfie camera is the solution. And it does it right. And it doesn't sacrifice on battery life like the Mi Mix 3 did, on just more waterproofing. I mean, this isn't obviously rated, but the fact that it is a completely enclosed device makes it, I think, just less susceptible to water damage. And then most importantly, the moving parts, yes. Now, while yes, it does have that pop-up selfie camera, it's a much smaller moving part than the slider. And it's just a lot less cumbersome to use. And for any of you guys who don't take selfies that often, you don't have to worry about it. And you're going to have a very big, beautiful display to do anything you want every day of the week. And I think this is just a better solution overall. But that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. And you know what? I think one of these videos is going to have to be my classic Frankie Tech FAQs, because there's so many questions you guys have about this phone. So drop the questions there in the comment section, and I will be happy to do some sort of a quick FAQ video at some point just to answer those questions. Last but not least, I wanted to quickly mention here the fingerprint scanner, because if I don't say this, you guys are going to get annoyed. I did test the fingerprint scanner, and I'm happy to report it is one of the fastest fingerprint scanners on any phone, guys, that I have tested this year. You're seeing it on both hands. It is just a speed demon when it comes. And I can tell, actually, that it is the next generation fingerprint scanner, because the kind of the older in-display ones were kind of this green color. This has got that same lighter blue color that is visible like on the P30 Pro and on just all the latest phones. So really awesome fingerprint scanner here. But hit me up, like I said, with any other questions you have about this phone. I'll be happy to answer them. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.